Alright, what's up? Another episode of the Bois Inc Podcast, episode 24. I've got Joey here with me. Joey, this is where you say hello.
I know, that'd be funny if I was silent.
God damn it, why did
Why
my dog start barking as soon as I clicked record? God damn it, why... He's been, like, silent all day. He just knows. He knows that I click record, and he's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm doing my own thing. God damn it.
That's like when I would work out at, like, my parents' house, I'd be in the basement.
Yeah.
And I would spend 8 hours in my room looking for something to do, bored out of my mind, watching a YouTube video for the third time. And I work out for, like, an hour a day. As soon as I start working out, my dad's like, hey, Joe, can you come help me with something? I'm like,
yeah.
Like, where? Why?
It's like, yeah, why did... Just as soon as I was about to start doing something, you had to come in and need my help. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
It's always, like, right as you're about to start something, or, like, right at the worst time. Like,
Yeah,
I feel that
like,
a lot, where it's like...
Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah. It's like... I had a moment, like, a ton during quarantine when it was, like... I would be playing fucking Smite or something, and then mid-game, it would always be, like, my parents get back with groceries, and they need me to fucking carry them in from the car. And I'm like, God damn it, the game is about to end in, like, 5 minutes... And I was doing nothing for, like, 2 hours before this. So it got to a point where I would just be like, alright, they left for the store, so I'm not going to do anything until they're back.
Dude, I swear to God, parents with groceries are the most toxic people. They don't give a shit about you or your day. The groceries are home. You gotta fucking load up. It used to piss me off so bad, because it would always be the worst time.
Yeah.
I literally, when I would play Siege, because I was in I'm a loser, so I was in a high school esports league. So when I would play Siege, like, even just a ranked game, I would lock my door. Because they would come in literally, like, match point, it's a 1v1 with 4 seconds left every time. I don't know how. I had my mom ruin aces. Like, yeah. it was just, like, so upsetting. I literally would just get finessed all the time by my own mother.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it's just, look, I don't care what's happening. All of that shit is off to the side. Groceries need to come in this instant. Yeah. Like,
grocery time. No exception.
Yeah, really, dude. It's like, man, how did people survive before they had kids to bring groceries in?
I don't know.
I guess they would just eat them in the car. Like, for real.
Just spontaneous suicide. They're like, fuck, I can't do it anymore.
they do one trip.
In the car too long.
Yeah, they do one trip and they're like, fuck, you know what?
Not worth.
It's not worth. Not worth. Lock in the door. Fuck it. Next time I go out to go somewhere, I'll bring those in with me. Like, fuck it.
They're just like, you know what, bro? Life ain't even worth it anymore when you think about it.
Yeah, really. They're just like, dude, this whole thing is just kind of not... This is not it. This whole being alive thing, not it.
Yeah. So, I love TikToks, right?
Yeah.
And I saw an all-star TikTok today.
Okay.
I think it's funny that people cry into cameras, right? It's just always funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, of all my life, all the shit that's gone wrong in it, never have I ever one time been like, you know what I need to do? Get my fucking camera out and record this.
Yeah.
So I saw a video that was a girl just bawling her eyes out. And she was like, just got told that I have, like, depression and it's a chemical imbalance, so I'm gonna have to take medicine for the rest of my life to be on a planet I don't even want to be on.
Okay.
I was like, okay, like, talk to a doctor, homegirl? Why the fuck are you talking to me about it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, I'm sure TikTok is gonna have some sort of solution to your problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, TikTok has dreamed up some of the most wild solutions to problems. I saw this thing earlier where it was just these weird, like, people on TikTok, some of the weirdos, they think they've discovered real-life cheat codes.
That's an interesting comment.
Yeah. They're dead-ass like, alright guys, I found the cheat codes, here you go. And it's just like, if you want X thing, just, here's a combination of numbers, and you just, like, say them, and then, like, write them on your skin, and then meditate, and it'll just happen.
It's like people with manifesting.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate astrology, bro.
Yeah, well, dude, one of them is, like, for easier manifesting. It's the same people. It's the same manifesting people that are like, if you wanna if you're having a hard time manifesting that you're married to Harry Styles, like use this cheat code, and I'm like, God damn it, I need to copy this one down, put it on the GTA cheat code cheat sheet, like for real. No, I mean they're dead as like, bro, here's the free money one, and it's like, what the fuck?
I saw that. I just skipped it. I was like, that has to be for some game.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be like, oh, I don't care what game that is. I don't need the free money cheat. And it's like, no, that's for real life, apparently.
Dude, my sister was on FaceTime with her friends, and they were talking about astrology, and I looked at her and rolled my eyes because like I just legitimately hate it.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, "Oh, Joe doesn't believe in astrology. Like he doesn't believe in anything," which is like barely true, but whatever. Because like I just don't believe in dumb spiritual shit.
Yeah.
But so the girl was like, "Yeah, I just think it's naive to not." I was like, "I'm the naive one."
It's naive to not believe in astrology.
I was like, "I'm the naive one." Like, you believe that you will literally not date somebody because of the month they were born, and I'm the naive one?
Yeah, exactly. You're over here like, you're reading your horoscope that's literally just like, are you a Taurus? Most likely you'll be breathing air today, and it's like, oh my god, that is so me.
I literally explained to her the Barnum effect, and they were like, no. I was like, oh,
like,
okay, all right. Psychology doesn't exist. My fault.
I mean, it's
My
like,
fault, OG. It's all you.
I mean, yeah, for real. It's like, all right, look, if you had to choose either the opinion of psychologists or magic star signs from space determine who you are before you're born. I mean, obviously you gotta go with the magic star signs, right? Like,
yeah. Come on now.
The psychologist is just some guy. What the fuck does he know? He's just a dude.
He's just some idiot, bro.
Oh, dude, the ultimate fuck you is you're like, oh, the Barnum effect by fucking John Barnum or whatever the fuck his name was that discovered it. And she's like, oh, it's such a Scorpio thing to do. Fuck out of here. It's like,
tilted.
Oh.
Immediately tilted. I'm immediately yelling. No hesitation. Voice is loud immediately.
Yeah, his science doesn't count because he's a fucking Scorpio. Like, bro, what?
Yeah, no. I will never understand.
Yeah. The only good use I've found for astrology ever is, it was funny because one time I think I was talking to my family about it and we were like saying how fucking stupid it is or whatever. My brother was like, what star sign is everyone even, right? Like, how the fuck do you figure it out? And I was like, it just depends like when you were born. And he's like, oh, okay. So then we looked up what like everyone's star sign was, right? And it was like, I think my dad's was Sagittarius, which is like a dude.
That's me?
Yeah, is a dude with a bow, right?
I don't know. All I know is
I got you. So it's like Sagittarius is dude with a bow. My mom was like, I think Taurus, so it's like a bull. Mine was Scorpio, so it's a scorpion, and then my brother's is Virgo, which is a virginal woman. We were like, bro, how does it feel to have the worst star sign?
The universe just called you a virgin. Get fucked.
Yeah, exactly. You just got born under the virgin star sign. Get fucking destroyed.
Yeah, I hate that. Literally, like, I go on tirades about this. And, like, I don't believe in, like, palm readers or that shit either.
Yeah.
And one time, my family got in this huge argument over fucking palm readers, bro. Swear to God.
Really?
And we get in this huge argument. And everyone's like, you don't think this was this? I was like, no, I fucking don't. $1.50. Yeah. I think there is a 0% chance that is the case. Like, what are you, and they're like, why? And I'm like, because they were citing one specific example. Like, it was something along the lines of, someone got told that they were going to go into a hospital and never come out, or come out differently, and then they came out, I think, dead.
Okay. That's pretty different.
And I was like, yeah, and they were like, you don't think that's, like, real? I was like, no. They were like, why? I was like, well, the guy worked as a paratrooper. right? So in my
Yeah.
lifetime, I've gone into a hospital and left differently multiple times.
I mean, like, how do you
I've had
go?
my tonsils removed. I've
Yeah,
had metal put in my arm.
yeah. How do you go to
I,
the hospital and then come out the same?
exactly, right? So I was like, so they looked at somebody who's working a physical job where they fly out of a fucking airplane, and they were like, okay, you're gonna eventually injure yourself, probably. So you will go into the hospital. You're gonna go in the hospital.
Yeah.
And everyone leaves the hospital differently. That's the Barnum effect. It's beautiful science.
Yeah, well, because it's like, well, I mean, if you just unpack that statement, it's like, well, you don't go to the hospital for no reason, right? You only go to the hospital when something's wrong. What's the bare minimum thing that you could go to the hospital for? You're probably still somewhat, like, quote unquote different when you get out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's been some sort of change. Like, I haven't been to the hospital much, but the last time I was there, I got my fucking appendix removed. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I got my tonsils out. Diff.
yeah.
I mean, I was born already different.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Got that. Dude, I'm just born different.
I literally love saying that to people. People get so mad at me,
It's the best.
and I'll just respond like, "Nah, you're just mad. I'm diff. Nothing else."
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, dude, I'm just a different breed, okay? Like, forget it. No
Like
chance.
people, I like to just like wear whatever I feel like wearing, like pajamas, whatever. I don't dress up.
Yeah.
And people would always try to roast me and be like, "Bro, you look like a slob, like you're wearing pajamas." I'd be like, don't be mad, because you can't look like a slob and wear pajamas, because you're not built diff enough."
Exactly. You're just built
They're
normal.
like, "No, you just look like an idiot." I'm like, you seem upset.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're just mad
Sorry
that
you
I'm built
can't
different.
Pull it off. Yeah, and they get so mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking great, but... dude, that's some of the dumbest shit. Like, the people that are like, yeah, but he came out of the hospital dead. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, if you're going to the hospital, it's probably for something life-threatening.
Yeah, or at least something that will take actions to alter you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you're not
Like,
gonna...
I am perfectly healthy. Time to go to the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna just go check into the hospital real quick. Like, no. You only go when you need to. It's like, oh, I broke my arm. Well, it's not gonna kill me, but I really don't want to have this broken arm.
Yeah, nobody pulls up to their hospital checkup.
Yeah, exactly. If you're
It's
going...
not a thing.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going for a checkup, you go to a fucking doctor's office, not a hospital. Like... No. No, that's so fucking stupid.
And like also, my sister accidentally employed the Barnum effect on herself, which was very hilarious to listen to.
Nice.
So she was like, well, like, I like it because like if they say a Sagittarius is gonna have a good day, then people are gonna find the positivity in their day. And I was like,
Yeah, no shit.
yes.
Yeah.
That is how the Barnum effect works. Like, they tell you to look for something, so you become hyper aware. There's another effect, don't remember the fucking name of it, but it's after you learn something you didn't know, you always feel like you see it immediately, right? Because you didn't know it before, so you fucking ignored it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like that. And what's the fucking one thing where it's like... sort of like a pattern recognition thing that the human brain does, where it's like, I can't remember the name for it because I'm a fucking idiot, but it's like...
Subliminal.
No, it's like you weigh evidence in favor of what you believe higher than you...
Oh, yeah.
higher than you weigh evidence that contradicts what you believe. It's
Confirmation bias.
It's gonna be your confirmation bias. Because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if you're a Sagittarius and they say you're gonna have a great day today, and you are a Sagittarius, and you're like, okay, well,
You're gonna do everything you can to convince yourself you had a great day.
yeah, you're gonna remember back on what happened throughout the day, and you're gonna be like, well, I did find a $5 bill on the ground, so that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got fired from my job, but the $5 bill was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
those
There are
things are not
positives
equal, but
everywhere.
you're gonna be weighing them equally, because you're like, well, I guess, it's kind of a wash, but then, like, I don't know, I mean, it's not that bad. Like,
Yeah. You want it to be not bad.
yeah, it's like you're talking yourself into it. It's like, well, I mean, it's all completely subjective shit, too, right? Like, it was funny, I had a similar thought about fortune cookies, because it's the same thing, where it's just they give you a statement so vague that it could apply to anyone.
Yeah, fortune cookies are dumb funny.
Yeah. I was just reading one, and I thought, what if they were just, like, weirdly specific? Right? Like, you open a fortune cookie, and you read the paper, and it just says, like, tomorrow you will die at 3:58 p.m. Like, bro, what the fuck?
Like, Ayo, Paul.
Yeah, I'd be like, who the fuck wrote this? How does it know? Like...
That's a firm excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, you would be so fucking... dude, you would be so alert tomorrow at 4, like...
Let's be permanently stressed.
Yeah, you would not be able to sleep at night if you read a fortune cookie that was that specific. Like, but the problem is then they would like all.
Couch,
Yeah.
it said you were gonna die at 4:23. It's 4:18. You're like,
yeah. You
door
have
box blanket on you.
Yeah, exactly. You're just fucking hiding in your room, locked door. All of the windows are boarded up. Like, yeah. I mean, it's the problem is then none of them would come true, and then it would be like, oh well, that's just a fake thing. So if they just keep them vague enough, then like, eventually,
It'll hit. I heard a statistician say that there are so many events that happen daily that 1 in a trillion events happen every day.
Yeah.
So and everyone's like, that's too big of a coincidence. Literally no such thing.
Yeah, it's like no.
Literally anything can happen.
Yeah, it's like no. Come on now, don't.
Whole infinite universe theory.
Yeah.
Literally anything and everything happens. Did you actually like ever like listen about that? Because it's actually terrifying.
I don't think so.
It like I obviously like it's something that you're like, oh, like science says it's real, yada yada. Not really ascribe much energy to it, right?
Yeah.
I for some reason watched a YouTube video about it, and it just like upset me greatly.
Okay.
There is no fun part about the YouTube video. Let me Google it.
I gotcha. I have one to go after yours because it's also a very upsetting science fact.
Yeah. Anyway, I forgot the exact term, and I don't feel like wasting much time to Google it and being boring. So basically, what it is that everyone like there is this state of matter, because fuck, I sound like a dumbass now. So neurons can be in one place and the other at the same time, right? This is a legit science fact.
Okay.
That they like, because covalent bonds, right? They share them.
Yeah.
They're in two places at once. Meaning that however the reaction kind of goes, like they're in both parts of it anyway, right? So there's this thing called the Palmer wave. And the Palmer wave is only theoretically measurable. It can't be measured non-theoretically.
Okay.
But I was sure thought, but whenever they try to measure it, it only shows one point on the wave. Like it completely collapses into one event. So the whole wave still exists when no one's looking. But there's just, we can only see one part of the wave at a time.
Okay.
So when you like, if you were to like actuate all of the waves, it would just be infinite worlds, infinite universes splitting off. And there's actually theories that are mathematically sound for infinite and finite, which is weird to me.
Yeah, it seems like it would be one or the other.
Yeah, but it's just like, I heard that and was just like upset for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I was in my hotel room bed mad.
if that is like worrying to you, I got one. It's kind of along the same lines. I'm gonna need to get Nate on here for the next episode to explain better, because he's gonna understand this a lot better than me, because he's a physics major. Have you heard of the double slit experiment?
Yes. This was in the video.
Okay.
Please say it, because I don't remember it well, and it scared the shit out of me. So.
What's up?
I said please still go over it, because I don't remember it well, and it scared the shit
out
of me.
Alright, so yeah, again, I need to disclaim, I'm a fucking idiot, but here's generally how I understand it. Basically, it's like this science experiment where they wanted to shoot a bunch of electrons at a thing, because I think it was like on paper, the electrons should be moving in a wave pattern, because that's how they move.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, so we'll shoot it at this thing, and then it'll hit it and appear in a wave pattern, because we just hit it with a wave of electrons. So then they check it, and they're like, that's weird, it hit it like individual particles. Like, we just shot a particle beam at it, not a wave. Why the fuck did that happen? So then they ran it again, but this time they did this sort of control thing to make sure they would be able to see if it was a particle. Right? So they basically went, okay, well now we're going to measure it as if it was a particle. And then it appears as a wave. So,
what?
So when you measure it as a wave, it's particles. When you measure it as particles, it's a wave. It's like it knows that we're observing it and changes how it acts when we're looking at it. Like,
it says "fuck you, bitch."
Yeah, exactly. It's like Dude, it's so fucking scary. Now the problem is I'm an idiot, so I don't really understand fully what's going on. So
That is like intensely alpha of the atom.
yeah, really, dude, the electrons really just. I mean, the electrons are seriously built different.
Yeah,
When they're just like, yeah, we're supposed to be a wave, but nah, I don't feel like it today.
They are the definition of differently built.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Chad electron versus the fucking virgin neutron.
The Chad electron is in two bonds at once.
Yeah, two bonds at once. Some fucking inferior particle, only one bond.
Bitch made. Also, another like upsetting part about fucking science is that electrons, like dictate how everything acts. So like we have fucking particles and shit, right?
Yeah.
And like not particles, elements, right? And when elements combined, the way the elements are has nothing to do with how it will turn out.
Yeah, it's like just
It's only how the
well, it's just protons and electrons at that
are
point,
behaving
right?
on the outside though. Yeah, but nobody cares about the protons. That's the weird part.
Really? I thought the protons were involved somehow.
Yeah, they're just like for the weight, but like how the atom will actually act is only depicted by the neutrons.
So it's like
That's why like
what kind of
table
charge
salt
it has on it.
doesn't kill us because it took two incredibly deadly elements and just like the way the electrons fell in place, it was like nah.
Really? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I remember seeing like in chemistry class there's a bunch of fucking things that our teacher showed us where he's like, if you have sodium in the form of like metal, it makes contact
Literally
with water and it
explodes in the air.
explodes. Yeah. The shit just blows up. I was like, I didn't even know you could get sodium in the form of metal. How the fuck did you do that? Like, whoa, hold on. Reverse that. How do I make salt into metal? I have no fucking idea how any of that works, but...
Yeah, no, shit is absurd, and I hate every second of it, but it's so interesting that I can't stop.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like any day now they're just gonna make some sort of fucking Lovecraftian discovery about, like, some sort of unknowable thing that controls the universe, and it's like, just, we were never supposed to find out about it. Like, those are the vibes it gives me when it's like, yeah, the particles know when you're looking at them and behave differently.
Yeah, the particles are just pressed for no reason.
Yeah.
Once you're looking at them.
Yeah, the particles are like, hey, you're gonna fucking measure me? Guess what? I'm gonna ruin your whole thing. Now I'm gonna be a wave.
Bitch.
It's like, god damn it, particles, just... It's like, particles?
Well,
I think you mean
that's like
wave.
the Palmer effect, is they can't get it, the Palmer wave, they can't get it by itself.
Yeah.
Whenever they try to measure it, like, it just spikes. But the theories, and apparently there's one theory that, like, there is not Palmer waves, it is just one Palmer wave of the entire universe.
Interesting.
And we're all just parts of.
That's cool. I mean, yeah, dude, it's got to be like the Chad fucking Palmer wave versus the Virgin Heisenberg particle. Like, wow, isn't it cool that by the time you measure it, it's already moved somewhere else? It's like, I mean, I guess it's still a fucking particle, though. Yeah, it hasn't fundamentally changed. It's just...
There's the fact that you can start clocks at the same time, and if one clock is moved away, they will become unsynced.
Oh, well, yeah, because if you move it close to the speed of light, then time flows different.
No, but like even if you just transport it.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm pretty
How
sure
does
if
that
you put
work?
two clocks in different places at the same time, that they would become like marginally, like incredibly, like irrelevant to us, but like still different.
Really? I thought it was like, because I've seen the things where they're like, if you take one watch and keep it on Earth, and then one synced watch to that and shoot it into space, and it starts traveling near the speed of light, they would not match anymore, because as you get closer to the speed of light, time dilates more. Which, I don't even understand what the fuck they really mean by that.
No.
It's just like, I don't even know. It's so far.
Rude.
Yeah, it's...
Science is low-key rude sometimes.
Yeah, really. It's like, god damn it, just be more understandable.
Make easy for small brain.
Exactly. Make easy for monkey brain. Why science hard? Make science
my whole
easy.
life.
Yeah. Dude, it was funny. Kind of off topic, but keeping the same theme of science.
Mm-hmm.
I found Instagram cheat codes.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about it last week on the episode right before it ended, and it was basically, I'm sick of these people posting on their story this stupid activism bullshit that they clearly don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, fine. Here's what I'm gonna do. If they post some shit like that, I'm just gonna message them about it and see if they actually give a fuck. Like, just ask them if they have any idea.
Know anything about it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, if you cared so much, then clearly you could have a conversation about me with it. Mm-hmm. And if they don't, then I'm gonna just unfollow them. Like, it's okay if I disagree with them, because I don't want to build an echo chamber. Like, if I disagree with you, that's fine. But if you just straight up refuse to talk about it, like, then clearly you're just fake. So I'm gonna unfollow you.
Yeah, like if you actually posted that shit, you better be able to talk about it with me and back it up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
idiot
yeah,
who's in an echo chamber.
Exactly. It's like with the current events, right? I saw a lot of people posting shit about Israel versus Palestine, right? And I'm not super knowledgeable about it, but I was like, I gotta know more than most of these fucking idiots. So a lot of people were just like posting all this shit where it's like, how you can help X group, whatever side they're on. And I was like, do you even know anything about them though? And most of them just don't respond. Like,
they're just like, nah, bro, too far.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, I see, dude. So okay, I'm gonna get to one story about that in a second, but first the science one. So someone posts on their story the new CDC guidelines for coronavirus. That's like, oh, if you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask to most places, right? And she was like, I feel like it's irresponsible of them to say that. And
that makes no sense.
I was like, what the fuck do you mean it's irresponsible of them? And she's like, well, because people are looking for any excuse to not wear a mask, and you're just giving them an excuse. So then I messaged her, and I was like, irresponsible? I would think it would be irresponsible if the CDC had the new science and then just didn't tell anyone that they didn't need to wear a mask. Like,
yeah,
it's irresponsible of them to tell people the science, like, because either you trust the CDC science or you don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I get why some people would be skeptical of it, and that's fine. But if they're like, yeah, you don't need to wear a mask, you can't just be like, you shouldn't be saying that, because then people will stop wearing a mask. It's like,
yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, it's the point. Is like, okay, well, so you don't trust the CDC either.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but then who do you trust? Because I've seen tons of people that are like, no, I don't trust the CDC. I trust these doctors instead. And they've been saying take your masks off for a while before that. But I've never seen someone be like, don't trust the CDC, keep your mask on up until now.
Yeah.
So I just, I messaged her that, and she just didn't respond.
She was like, nah, not for me.
Yeah, I was like, what, bro, how are you gonna post that on your story? And it wasn't even a repost of someone else's fucking stupid activism post. She made it. She made it herself. She typed it up. It was just fucking white text on black background. Like, I was like, all right, clearly she feels some kind of way about it. Let me talk to her about it. Nothing. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just unfollow you then. Just nah.
Yeah, people be straight dumb out here.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't need any part of that. So then, the other thing that I was going to talk about, the Israel versus Palestine thing. I saw a ton of people that specifically were like reposting things that are like how you can help support Palestine, right? And I was like, okay, they're clearly on the side of Palestine then. So I created a poll, and it was just like, hey, I just want to know how everyone that I'm following feels about this. Which side do you support? And if you vote, tell me why, Israel or Palestine. I had around 30 people see it, and I got 4 votes. I got 4 votes, and they were all Palestine. And I was like, okay, all right, clearly 4 people feel that Palestine is in the right here, or at least is more right than Israel is.
Team Palestine. Oh my god.
What's
I
up?
just remember that I used to be an Israel supporter because I didn't know it was happening, and I thought it was right because they were Holocaust victims. Swear to God. I used to be like, nah, Israel's a legit state.
Yeah. So
everyone's like, no, Israel sucks, and I was like, oh, my bad.
I got you. So I was like, all right, well, that's fine. Like, if you're Team Palestine, like, okay, I'm sure there are reasonable arguments as to why you feel that way. So I was like, okay, let me check the DMs of the people that sent them, and I think 3 of them actually messaged me something. The first one was like, he was totally honest about it too. He was like, I really have no idea what the fuck is happening over there. He's like, my opinion is based solely on I've heard that the Palestinians are being treated unfairly, and I was like, okay, Well,
fair play.
I was like, all right, well, I mean, I can't disagree. Like, it looks like there's a lot of unfairness on both sides, but okay, I don't blame you for doing that. And then he messaged another thing that was like, I don't really know if I can really feel strongly either way because I don't belong to either ethnicity. And I was like, okay, well, if you don't want to weigh in, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty fair comment.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think there's much to argue.
yeah, it's like I think you're allowed an opinion no matter what race you are. Israel versus Palestine. I think you can still pick a side, but like,
yeah,
whatever, right?
You can still weigh your options.
Yeah,
but
you can.
I think what he's saying is he can't like fully understand their points of views for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, all right, well, that's not too bad. So I still follow him. I was like, all right, cool. That guy isn't a scumbag. So then the next one was a dude that was like, I support Palestine just because I disagree with Israel trying to be a police-run ethno-state. And I was like, okay, well, he was a little bit more verbose about his reason why. And I was like, okay, that's fair. I was like, although the counter-argument would be this. And he hasn't responded to it, but I was like, I'm going to still follow him because it doesn't really... He still gave me a reason and actually would probably... Yeah, he didn't just fucking vote and dip, and he also voted.
True.
Then I checked everyone who saw it, and the bitch that posted how to be an ally to Palestine didn't vote. I was like, you're getting so unfollowed. No chance.
That's actually dumb funny.
I was like, why would you be posting on your story like, yo, I'm trying to help the people in Palestine, and then I'm like, where do you line up? And you're like, silent. It's like, clearly you don't care then. Like, if you don't care, just say you don't care. Because the people that haven't said shit about it and didn't vote, I'm cool with it. Because, like, clearly they don't know or care or both.
Yeah. It is not that deep of an issue to them.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't know. It's happening all the way over in fucking Jerusalem. Like, it doesn't really affect me. And it's like, okay, well, valid.
Like, yeah. But do you know what is funny? Not to say that Israel is a good country for this at all, but they have sent out some of the most savage military videos ever recorded.
Yeah, really?
There was one where, like, I forget who they sent it to. It was, like, because they're in a war, like, every other Thursday.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I forget who it was against, but they were, like, threatening to bomb them. So Israel's response was literally, they had the launch codes in, and both the keys turned, and the dude was hovering his hand over the eject nuke button.
Oh my
and he
god.
went, you decide. And that was it.
Oh my god,
I was like,
dude.
oh my lord.
Bro, that is pretty fucking...
Male.
That's pretty sad. Yeah. Dude, is Israel built different?
Today we'll be discussing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna put together some sort of PowerPoint presentation on why Israel is or isn't built different.
It cuts to CNN. There has been a lot of news surrounding this Israel versus Palestine debates recently, so we are going to discuss today whether or not Israel is simply built diff.
Exactly. I feel like the video is gonna get fucking fact checked by Snopes, and they're like, actually, Israel is made up of the same fucking geological material as everything around it, so no, it is not in fact built different. It's like, man, come on, get the fuck out of here. You gotta ruin my fun. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
dude, Snopes sucks.
I don't even know what Snopes is or who Snopes is.
Snopes is a fact-checking website, but the problem is they're like super biased about the way they do shit. So it's like they have like a sort of sliding scale of how true or false something is, where it's like true, mostly true, mixed, mostly false, false. But like,
weird to bring up the source's ethnicity.
What's up?
Mixed. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
That went right over my head.
It wasn't funny, that's why.
Okay, so yeah, so basically they like to pretend that they're these sort of neutral fact checkers, but the problem is they'll like, they won't outright lie about it, but they'll sort of deceptively like add certain things in to falsify something that they don't like. So I heard a good example of it. It's this one YouTube news guy was talking about it. His name is Tim Pool, and he was like, okay, say hypothetically you made a post that was like, dude, pizza is my favorite food, and just that's the post, and then Snopes decides to fact check you, and they would be like, did he say that he hates ice cream? And they'll be like, mostly false. because he did say that pizza is his favorite food and it isn't ice cream, so he may hate ice cream. And it's like, it's like that kind of shit where it's like, and it's like, bro, you're clearly trying to create an answer and then retroactively, like, sort of make it either unfalsifiable or whatever, like, kind of bullshit like that. That's what really annoys me about them, but, you know, I don't know, there's a whole lot that can be done about it. Like, they're just gonna do their thing.
Yeah, I mean, the internet, low-key, is, like, the greatest invention ever, and also just a horrible place.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's probably the best and worst thing we've ever done as a species.
Just, like, yeah.
Just as a whole.
Like, you gotta think about it, like, the capabilities of the internet literally just, like, transcend human ability.
Oh, yeah. It's like...
But then, like, fucking trolls exist.
Yeah, it's like, okay, great, we've invented this amazing thing. It literally allows you to transport information anywhere in the world in, like, a second. And
anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, anywhere, anytime, to anyone. Like, any amount of people can see whatever it is you've said or whatever information it is you have. And then people are like, they're just uploading stupid bullshit. It's the worst. And it was funny, I saw this one TikTok where it was, like, basically joking that, you know, being inside, doing nothing except just, like, being on the internet has turned people into degenerates. And he posted this thing where he's like, when it started as 2 weeks off of school and now it's Judy Hopps is the hottest thing you've ever seen. And he's just like, what happened to the original plot of the movie? I was like, God damn, bro, is that what a year in quarantine does to some people? Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of an L.
Yeah, it's kind of an L. Dude, it is amazing that we don't have more science on what TikTok does to people. It's got to be doing something. People are not the same.
People are straight up different animals.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, okay, that's what I need to see. I need to see a fortune teller that was like, TikTok is going to change people. They're going to go into TikTok one way and come out a different way. Then I would believe you. If you said that in, like, I don't know, 2016, then I'd be like, oh shit, dude, alright. Now maybe I believe you.
Fact.
Yeah.
TikTok, for what it is, in my opinion, the greatest entertainment platform ever.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because it's just set up so addictingly. You know what I mean? Like people put years into being good at other shit. People on TikTok are like, I'm gonna cover myself in baby powder, put swim goggles on, be shirtless, and put rubber bands around a watermelon every day on live video.
Oh, I saw that guy, yeah. I saw that dude.
He never leaves me alone. He never leaves me alone. I can't get away from him. Swear to God.
Dude, just exploding a watermelon by putting, like, 1,000 rubber bands on it.
Yeah, every day. Never stops.
Dude, it's the best.
It's killing my sanity. Every time I'm scrolling, I see him. I'm like, leave me be.
Yeah, I fucking love it, dude. I mean, I just love, like, people will put tons of time into some of them, and then some of them are just completely stupid, and they both pop off. Like, one will be, like, some dude that has spent years learning an instrument, and then he's playing it, and it's like, wow, dude, that guy is clearly very talented and has put a lot of time and hard work into mastering this instrument, and now he's showing it off for all of us. That's very cool. And then you scroll down one post, and it's some dude that just walks out into his yard and looks up at the sky, and the sky just has text on it that says, God, I love boobs, and they both have 1 million likes. It's just
That's so funny.
I know, it's just they both have 1 million likes, and you're like, God damn, imagine being that first guy that had to work for those likes.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah.
Like, Charlie D'Amelio is famous because of horny 14-year-olds and or pedophiles.
Yeah, it's probably both, honestly.
Literally, they were like, oh, an attractive underage girl, let's make her the most famous person on the internet.
She's not even that attractive, too. That's the worst part. She's not even that good looking. She's like, aight. She's not great. Like,
it's just so funny to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Dude, I love the people that are parodying what she's doing, though. Like, I saw one where it was like, this dude doing a fake, like, daily routine video for a TikTok thought. And he's like, alright, well, the first thing I do is I wake up and eat breakfast, and I eat a bowl of granola and sriracha. it's just, it's just I eat a bowl of that, then I go onto the treadmill and I just run until I basically can't see. I fucking love it, dude. It's so good. I'm gonna have to send you it when this is over, but
I swear to God, TikTok should not be a free app.
yeah, you should.
You know who is absolute victims of TikTok though?
Who's that?
People who are unfortunately become famous. Like people who unfortunately just have no game being famous but end up that way.
Oh.
Like I saw a video of a girl, and I'm surprised the comments weren't meaner, but this is what would normally happen. The girl has like maybe 10-inch diameter ankles, like just gigantic ankles.
Okay.
And she's heavily fat, and it says when they drop Naruto merch at Walmart, and it's her stepping up wearing what the fuck are the shoes? What shoes am I gonna want to talk about? Wearing. Who are the bad guys in Naruto?
The fucking guys with the cloak with the red clouds on it.
Yeah.
She's wearing like those.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, it had 300,000 likes. This video was never supposed to have 300,000 likes.
Yeah, no.
Like, I feel bad because the amount of bullying that is gonna rain down on you. For no reason other than you accidentally became famous.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's a super innocuous post.
It's just, like, for probably her friends.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's got 300,000 people making fun of her.
Yeah. I mean, part of that is like, well, okay, well, why wouldn't you just, like, film that and send it to him in a group chat? Why would you post it publicly? But at the same time, it's like, what are the odds of it going...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you can have a private account on Instagram where only your friends follow you. But, like, at the same time, did you really expect 300,000 people to view it when you said make this post public? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's... Dude,
That's another one that I saw that was just bad. Oh my god, there's this girl, they do her horrendously. She, I think, has, like, a birth defect. And she has, like, very misshapen head and body. Like, her upper body is very misshapen.
Okay.
And I think she has, like, some... I don't know if she has a mental issue. So, like, I feel bad for her, right? I want to premise that, as hilarious as I do find this, I think it is wrong.
Okay.
She is, like, misformed, not very smart, and incredibly horny.
Really? That's a weird set of attributes.
And she posts thirst traps all the time.
What?
And she became famous because of it. And the people in the comments are just awful. Just straight up. I saw one. I almost pissed myself laughing at it. The video was, you know the here I got your boobies since you want to act like a fucking baby, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she did that one. And every comment was like, actually, I'm bottle fed now. Or like, damn, it looks like it shoots powdered milk out.
Oh, no.
Or like, I saw one, put them cottage cheese machines away.
Oh my fucking god, that's great. Dude, the people on TikTok comments have no right to be as funny as they are. A lot of them are fucking stupid, but there are some good roasts in there.
Purely evil, purely hilarious.
Oh, it's fucking great. Dude, sometimes the duets to things too are just so fucking good. I saw one where it was like, it was some girl that I think also had some sort of birth defect, like her nose was all weird. I'm not sure what the issue was, but it I don't think it was broken. I think it was like, it had just formed wrong or something. Mm-hmm. And she said...
in some ways, not correct.
Yeah, it was in some way not all there. But, like, I don't remember what it is she said, but she was making some video, and then some dude just duetted it after she said something, like, I think controversial or something, and he was like, look, 14 emeralds is the best I can do. Just give me the mending book, please. And I was like, oh, no.
Some ones that make no sense are so funny.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, he deadass called her a Minecraft villager. No. Oh fuck.
Yeah, Minecraft villagers have become like the ultimate weapon for violations. It's
the
fucking
best.
brutal out here, man.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I saw one that was just like uncontrollably funny. I love the ones where it's like shut the fuck up and they just start talking about random things.
Oh yeah.
Or I saw one like I don't know if it's just my comedy is ruined because of how much time I spent on the internet, but it was this dude, and you know those videos where it's like tell me that you're something without actually telling me I'll go first, right?
Yeah.
So this dude just goes, no, I'll go first. Really angry at the mic, and then just turns it off. It's the whole fucking video.
Nice.
I don't understand it, but it'll never be unfunny.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up, no, I'll go first.
No, I'll go first.
There's nothing else. Nothing else.
Yeah, he had nothing else to contribute. It was just he wanted to go first.
He just needed to go first. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. He was just like, fuck it, I'm going first.
He was
now.
like, excuse me, actually,
Yeah.
I. Not I shall go first.
Yeah. Dude, it was funny. I remember I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw something where it was like, it was one of those posts where it was that one audio where it's the girls doing like their fucking feminist poetry or whatever, where it's like, real men don't rape. Oh shit, must have been a ghost then.
Yeah.
But then he like cuts it off and he's like, all right, so anyway, here's my Tet Deck collection. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. And then I scrolled down one post and it was literally just a dog on a skateboard rolling down a hill to Danger Zone. I was like, this app is the fucking pinnacle of human achievement. This thing is the best. I fucking love this thing.
Literally, there's nothing better than this app.
I was like, dude, I could just be scrolling and randomly I see some dude's pit bull on a skateboard riding down a hill while Danger Zone plays. I didn't even need to look for it. It was just presented to me.
Oh, that's what I forgot. So, I didn't even tell you about the worst comments that this girl is forced into eating. They call her, like, Chuckles, Chuck E. Cheese, Chuck. I don't know why they do it.
Okay.
But they just do, and whenever she starts being horny, they'll go, oh no, Chuckles is in heat again.
Oh, god damn. Oh, my god. Fuck.
And again, absolutely horrendous, but on every level
it's so
is
funny,
hilarious.
though, yeah.
On every level is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, the best thing she could probably do is just embrace the meme. Because
I think she might have.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, or if she just doesn't get it, but she never turns her comments off.
Yeah.
She's cut that way.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen other people they have, like, disabilities or whatever, and people make fun of them, and they just go with it. Like, fucking, I saw this one post where it was Keemstar put up some meme, and it was, like, picture of him before getting the vaccine or whatever, and he has his mask on, and then it's, like, picture of me after getting the vaccine, and it's just a picture of Ricky Berwick.
Okay.
And someone commented on it, and they're like, Keemstar, do you really think that's funny? And then Ricky Berwick responded, yes. I was like, dude, what a legend.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry, it was funny.
I saw a TikTok of Lil Jon
Okay.
telling a girl to shake her ass.
Okay.
Like, in the comments. He was just in the comments. and following this was the elegant comment from Lil Jon. Bitch, you can do better than that. So
nice.
She proceeded to do better than that.
Okay. Solid.
And she was like, dude, like, my life stream was accomplished. Like, that's legitimately Lil Jon. And I was thinking, like, what type of power do celebrities really have in life for no fucking reason?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just love the idea that he can just roll up into someone's comments and be like, shake your ass, and they'll be like, okay.
They'll be like, yes.
They'll be like, oh, fuck, thank God.
They'll
I was
be
waiting.
happy about it.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know how long I was going to wait for you to show up, but thank God you're finally here telling me to shake my ass. Like, for real. Like,
yeah. It's a crazy existence out here, man.
Yeah, I don't get.
Oh, fuck, what was it? Oh, that brings me back to my favorite video ever from, I don't even know who this is, but his name is Lil Boosie.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google him. I think he might be like a rapper or something.
All right. That's a pretty good name.
Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie, better known by his stage name Boozy Badass or simply Boozy, formerly Lil Boozy, is an American rapper. Okay. Well, there's a great video of him where he just screams into the camera while at a barber shop. There is literally a man cutting his hair.
Okay.
And Lil Boozy goes, "Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
God damn.
And not a day of my life goes by I don't say that in my head.
Yeah.
Because I just think to myself, right? That's just a real human being who said that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
just a dude.
That's a dude. He woke up one day. He wasn't famous, right? So he woke up one day and lived in a less eventful day than me at some point in his life. And that man has the fucking balls.
Yeah, that dude's just over here saying,
scream,
just go live.
And I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah, he's just like
a barber.
just in public yelling it. Dude, imagine you're that guy's barber.
I know.
You're just cutting
What
some
a
dude's
strange
hair,
life.
and he just whips out his phone on TikTok. And he's just yelling into it, just put your pussy on live, and I'll give you $1,000. Damn, what the fuck?
Oh, this is a 2-minute video? No, I just want the fucking clip. I'm trying to send you the clip.
Nice.
Play it through Discord. Yeah, here it is. Oh my god.
I got you. I'll check it out after. But
But you can look and confirm that he is indeed in a fucking barber shop.
No, he's got the fucking thing on too to stop the hair getting on his shirt. Yep, that.
And he says it with such affirmity and confidence. He throws his finger at the camera. It truly is beautiful to watch.
God damn, dude. I don't get the way that, like, I just like the disparity in the way that some girls are like, yeah, okay, I'll totally do that, and others just act completely fucking outraged by it, and there seems to be no middle ground.
No. There's no one that's like, maybe.
Like, there's two camps and only two camps.
Yeah.
I
feels like that's like for a lot of issues,
yeah.
especially today. Like,
Yeah.
like name any political issue, and I rarely meet someone who's like, I'm on the fence.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
well,
It's hard
actually,
to find
Donald
people
Trump
that are...
isn't racist, nor is he a sexual predator.
I mean, yeah, it's
You're
like
okay.
it's like when it comes to a fucking political thing, they're always like, I'm either fully in this camp or fully in that camp. It's like, you know, you're allowed to be in the middle, right? Like, you can be like, look, I side with this group even though I think they're not perfect.
Yeah.
Because
That's what I say, because I hate America. So when people are like, nah, you hate America, I'm like, nah, I love America enough to hate it and want to make it better.
yeah,
That is my answer. Because I am not just a blind idiot who is like, yo, America! Sorry, I put on a southern accent. It's just who I envisioned.
yeah.
And, because I do flagrantly hate the South. But, literally, I want to write a book about it. I hate them so much.
Okay.
This is like a 30-minute rant, so if you want it, I can give it to you.
Yeah,
If not,
yeah, go for it, bro. Why not?
all right. We're going all the way back. Okay?
Okay.
All the way back. We pop out. We drive the Native Americans away. We have a fucking land, right? So the
Yeah.
South is immediately like, damn, let's import black people and make them slaves.
Yeah.
Vile, but the whole world was doing it, so you can't mark them.
Yeah, that's
not like
true.
making
They're
it
not-
okay, but you can't mark them particularly bad for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not worse than anybody else because it was going on everywhere.
Yeah. Then they start like perfecting it.
Yeah.
And the thing the South really invented, at least in like the modern age, or the more modern age, was like race slavery. Like normally slavery would happen if a place got conquered, warriors were beaten, they would be taken and become slaves. If you committed crimes, wage slavery was a real thing,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But never in history was it that, or maybe never in like after Jesus history was it, because I don't know, I heard this and I'm not 100% sure how accurate it is, because I always think like, well, weren't all of the Jews
Yeah.
slaves by Egypt?
Yeah.
So, but rarely was it seen, and I guess we do announce that as a massive violation, so rarely was it seen that like you were born and you were just property. Like it was not escapable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
That's
prison
true.
slavery, prison slavery, you work your time off, you leave.
Well, yeah, and that's also
You're a warrior.
you committed a crime for it, or you
Yeah.
lost as a warrior in a fight. You lost.
And then you become a slave, but you don't have a kid, and then that kid's a slave.
I mean, I guess.
Right. So the South
I mean,
kind of doubles down.
I guess, like, sort of, because, like, I was about to say, if we're just saying race slavery, like, it just depends what do you define as race, then, because there were plenty of instances where it was, like, Native Americans or, like, just different tribes when tribes were still a thing, like, it basically anywhere in the world would just enslave rival tribes when they beat them. Like, they would just fight them and then just, yeah, they would just...
That's the whole reason the Aztecs died, bro.
Yeah, they would just beat them and then take them as slaves, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
well, I mean, I
but-
guess you
but
can't describe that as
most
racial
of the
because they're
time-
both
Mhm.
from the same place, but to them it's a different race.
Yeah, a lot of the time too, they would just sacrifice them like immediately.
Yeah, just fucking cut your heart out.
But so then they start playing like economic games with their slaves. So they try to calculate how much they can feed them with how much work they will be able to do,
Okay.
which would be the most cost beneficial.
Yeah.
Then the genius slave owners, I'm using genius sarcastically, they're evil.
In
Slave
fucking
owners are like,
huge
yo,
quotes,
if
yeah.
I rape the slave, then it makes a new slave. That's a win-win.
Yeah.
So they start like systemically raping female slaves. Like this wasn't a small part of it. Like pretty much, you owned a plantation, you were clapping slaves.
That's yeah.
Thomas Jefferson did it. Like everyone did it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
And the South used to say, like when they really got invested in slavery, when abolition started, like the idea of abolition, the South was like, yeah, it's kind of wrong, but it's a necessary evil for our economy.
Yeah.
Right. Which is like, okay, I guess. Like, obviously they shouldn't be doing it, but if everyone else can, why can't they? You know what I mean? So it's again.
And it was interesting. I actually looked at the numbers. Dude, America didn't even lead the world in the amount of African slaves they owned.
Yeah, Britain owned a lot.
Yeah, Britain and France, dude, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They had a ton. There were some up in Canada. I think Spain had some.
Yeah.
I think America was in like the hundreds of thousands at peak, and then like Britain I think had over 1 million.
Yeah, they just let him go earlier, so nobody hates on him.
Yeah, exactly. No one gives them shit for it because they just freed all of them earlier. But it's like, but you had way more of them.
Yeah. So then. Fuck, I lost my train. Oh, so now what they used to say was they were civilizing the slaves.
Oh, okay.
That these people were dumb, and they could never be in white society, so they were giving them a little piece of it and civilizing them. And slaves loved being slaves. It was great for everyone. Everybody was so respectful. I've literally read like letters of people being like, "Oh my God, these slave girls were so pretty." There was one who was they said mulatto, which I'm pretty sure isn't a socially acceptable word, so you might have to bleep that. But
I don't know.
But like, I wasn't trying to use it that way. I just needed to express the word.
I'm pretty sure they teach it in school. There's no way it's that offensive if you're saying it in a fucking historical context.
But
you're not saying, "Hey, look at that blank." Like, no, you're saying this is what they referred to them as.
So she was writing about how pretty they were and how they respected everyone, and somehow the author of that didn't realize that light-skinned slaves can only be the product of rape.
Yeah.
Literally only. So I don't know, like, if they were I have boiled down my whole theory about the early South and the continuing South, very honestly, to two options. Either A, they know and they're lying, or B, they're as dumb as we all think they are.
Okay. So basically when they still had slaves, but they started getting lighter because they were literally like raping them and making them
and then
slaves.
they were saying that it was a good thing for slaves.
Okay.
So they're either A, like knowing their cap, or B,
they were too stupid to know.
They just didn't understand any basic human function ever.
I mean, yeah, it was probably some combination of both, honestly. Like, it was probably some of them were too stupid and some of them knew but didn't want to say it, because saying it sort of makes it more real. Mm-hmm. It's like, if I just pretend it doesn't exist, then it's fine.
It doesn't exist, yeah. It's like nobody cared about concentration camps until we found them.
Yeah.
Because you can't do anything if you don't know, so if no one knows, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like the lie that everyone there agreed upon. It's like, no, it just happens like that. It's weird. It's like, no, it doesn't just happen.
So then the Civil War happens, right? And slaves get freed, and my personal hero, William Tecumseh Sherman, burns the South.
Okay.
That is exactly the reason he's my personal hero, by the way.
I got you. I thought you were gonna go Lincoln there, but no.
No. Southern destruction, #1 in my heart.
Okay.
So, then we try to do Reconstruction, and a white guy, fearing how powerful black people are becoming, kills Lincoln because he was allowing it.
Yeah.
True fact. So then, fucking, the next dude steps up, I forget his name, and he doesn't really care at all. It kind of went out of style to combat racism because the war was over.
The dude after Lincoln?
Yeah.
Andrew Johnson?
Andrew Johnson. He did jack all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right? He
got
literally
fucking impeached, yeah.
Not even the majority was needed for a state to come back to the Union to agree to be anti-slave. And there was like federal troops down there making sure everything was good, and they got pulled out.
Yeah.
So then the South was like, yeah, that's hype. No one's actually caring. We can go back to it, right? So Texas didn't tell the slaves they were free for 2 years.
Okay.
And just nobody went to Texas to check. So Texas just had slavery. That's what Juneteenth is.
Oh, that's when they actually
it's when slaves were literally free. Like, the last slaves were free.
Okay.
Because Texas was like, nah, beast, you're all right. And then in the 5 years after the Civil War, there was huge involvement of black people in government.
Okay.
Like almost, if not as much, like around the amount now, probably. There were so many, in fact, that black people in the 5 years after the Civil War had roughly the same amount of people in government over the following 100 years.
Damn, okay.
Because the KKK was like, we want them out of government.
Yeah.
And they were good at it, and nobody stopped them. And they controlled the media. So the outlook on black, and obviously there was sharecropping and like underpaying and abuse.
Yeah. Slaves didn't get freed, and then magically everything was okay. Then it's like, no, there was still a lot of problems.
I'm looking at the more systemic reasons why I hate the South.
Okay.
So then they switched the narrative to say that slaves were not slaves. Sorry, the slaves who were freed, so now just free black citizens, were terrorizing the white citizens. Okay. Like, every day they would break into homes, they would try to kill children, kill women, they were awful. Meanwhile, the KKK is lynching people for walking down the street.
Yeah.
Right? So they control the media, so a movie comes out. I think it's the first movie shown in the White House.
Oh, yeah. That super fucking racist one, right?
Yeah, it is called Birth of a Nation, in which the Klan are the heroes and the rapist villain is played by a white actor in blackface.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's pretty
right?
fucked up. Yeah.
That aired in the White House in 1913.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, slaves were freed. Slaves were freed, I'm just making sure I'm correct, in 1863. I was going to say 1864, so bless up.
Yeah.
I Googled it. So, that is literally 50 years after.
Yeah.
And it is still being held onto, and it firmly believed that the black people are the problem, that they're uncivilized, that everything they were saying in slavery was the right way.
Yeah.
That we need to civilize them. That they get to carry that.
Yeah.
That lasted until 1970. That was the dominant, according to my professor, who was a PhD in American history, so I'm gonna fucking take his word for it.
Okay.
Literally, that was like the dominant historical narrative until 1970.
I was gonna say, yeah, well, civil rights was the 60s, so as soon as they had fucking gotten all of the Jim Crow laws out of there, I see how that would start reversing.
And another thing that the KKK in the South was good at was voter suppression.
Yeah.
Which is why it's such an issue now.
Is it?
Back then, they would try to just murk them. Right? Like, they would literally, like, try to just kill them, or they would stand outside the box, or they just wouldn't count them because there was no Twitter to be like, yo, look at this shit.
Yeah.
There was no police to call because the white people were the police. So all this is going on. They're suppressing black voting rights. They change the narrative. So then the narrative gets revealed, right? And somehow we're not outraged at the South. That's what I like. That's what I really don't understand. Like, how does no one hate the South when the history is so clear that it is literally just a cancer of the United States? They're un-American because they tried to succeed. They're un-American because they try to live at the liberties of other Americans. And all they care about is themselves. And somehow we just let them continue to be scumbags. Like, there are places in the South where they have billboards that say, "Not my ancestor," and it's a picture of an ape. They have, like, straight KKK fucking propaganda just in the street. Like,
Really?
yeah.
What the fuck? Where?
Like, deep in fucking, like, Alabama and places.
Mm.
Like, my, I had a tutor one time for the SAT, and she's from Arkansas, and she told me her and her friend walked past a preserved lynching tree every day
What the fuck?
on the way to school. It was, like, close to their school. They walked by a preserved lynching tree.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. Although Arkansas just sucks as a state in general.
Yeah, it does. It
Like,
does.
Arkansas,
Absolute shithole.
pretty not cool. Like,
Um,
I've been to some southern states that are cool places, but Arkansas was not
there's
one
some
of
cool
them.
places in Georgia.
I mean, yeah, dude,
Georgia.
I've been to Texas. Texas overall seems like a pretty cool state.
Yeah, especially Austin.
Yeah, dude, San Antonio is actually a really cool city too.
Yeah.
We stayed there on vacation once. The place is pretty fucking sweet. Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, because I am close to wrapping up. I apologize for rambling.
No, you're fine.
But so then all this voter suppression racism is still happening, and there's a perfect example of it. In Texas, they were trying to make voting ID a thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is not overtly discriminatory, but it discriminates against poor people who may not be able to afford the paperwork, may not be able to afford, like, if there's a fee, or even if it's free, might not have the time to make the paperwork, or, like, the ability, like if you're illiterate. You know what I mean? How are you going to fill the form out?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one though.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna have to disagree on voter ID is racist. I think it's not.
Okay, well, let me just continue to try to explain to you.
Yeah.
And then
Keep
maybe
going.
whatever, we don't have to agree. But
Yeah, that's fine.
so the reason that it is, like, subtly racist and it is anti-American is because it would affect the lower political class more. Because, like I said, like, they might not have the time, ability, or money to get it.
Okay.
Like, what if they don't have a car? You know what I mean? How are they going to get the forms? Or they don't have a computer? Whatever the case is. Also, I think it's irrelevant because there are, like, 31 cases of voter fraud in the last, like, 10 years. So, we're doing pretty good. You know what I mean? We don't need to... But the way that, in my heart, I know that it is racist, or at least it is being proposed in a racist way, is that they use the verbiage when proposing it that they need to maintain the purity of the ballot box.
Okay.
And the purity of the ballot box was written into the Texas Constitution purely to allow for Jim Crow laws and anti-black people voting laws.
Okay.
That was the grounds they used to defend, like, what they were doing. They were like, we need to make sure to keep the purity of the ballot box from these savages, from these uncivilized black people.
I got you. Okay.
So they held their purity of the ballot box. So then the people who are proposing it literally wrote in the thing, we need to do this to preserve the purity of the ballot box.
Okay.
And then I saw a guy grill the dude about it. He was like, did you know that it was racist? And he was like, oh, no, I didn't. And they talked about, like, all the history that he did know. They were like, oh, yeah, like, I know that that's from this section, all that. It's like, oh, so you studied the history of Texas and somehow missed the part where it was racist?
Okay.
Well, like, come on, bro. Like, you have to know. You know what I mean? There's no way to not know.
Yeah, I got you.
So that is my opinion on voting rights. Because I never thought that way either. And then they said purity of the ballot box. And I was like, boy.
Yeah, I mean...
Just so you're a Klan member.
I mean, yeah, like, look, here's the thing. I don't fundamentally disagree with instating voter ID laws. I get if you're, like, the purity of the ballot box, because that's just a problem with the way they word it.
Yeah, but it's like a historical way of wording
it. Yeah, I mean, he's worded it fucking terribly. But, like, I don't think it's inherently racist, right? Like, here's the problem, right? Whenever I hear someone, like, super vehemently arguing it, it makes them sound like they're racist when they're saying that.
Yeah.
That that voter ID is racist, right? I've seen tons of things where people are like, "Oh, but no, voter ID is racist because it disenfranchises black voters because either they don't know how to get ID or they don't have the resources available to get it," which is like
pseudo-racist, but
well,
also just
I mean, it is.
talking about the lower social class with less money, which just happens to be disproportionately minorities.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I agree statistically. Like, the lower class tends to be more minority than upper class, but at the same time, a lot of states that have voter ID laws are also giving out ID either for free or for very cheap. Like, it's not a huge fucking investment you need to make. Like, it's either free or like, I think like less than $10 to get
There are
it.
people that go days without eating.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Like, you're thinking it's Thursday. The last time you were able to feed your kid was Tuesday, and now you have $10. Do you want to vote or do you want to eat?
No, I mean, I get that. I don't think that is as widespread as maybe like people are giving it credit for. Like, I think it's maybe.
Yeah.
And then the other
That's
thing is,
like
it's like,
extreme poverty.
yeah, I mean, that's like super fucking impoverished. And at that point, you can probably be getting like government benefits. And at that point, if you're getting government benefits, then you would probably need some form of ID, right? To get like welfare and shit like that in order to.
But I think isn't voter ID like a specific card?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
You just need some sort of form of photo ID, right? So like a driver's license would work.
I am not incredibly well versed. I just heard the purity of the ballot box.
Yeah, no, I get that. Where it's like it's weird that you would phrase it that way, knowing what
It may
you
not be
claim.
overtly racist. Yeah, it might not be overtly racist, but they are using it that way intentionally. That's what that wording says to me. Like, that's not an accident.
Yeah, no, I mean, I disagree that implies that it must be racist. I do agree it's horribly worded. I do agree they probably could have picked some better ways to phrase it, but I mean, like, that's the thing is too, like, they're like, oh, but you know, maybe they don't have a car or internet access. It's like, well, I mean, if we're gonna be using the statistics here, like, statistically, a lot of black people do live in urban areas, so it's not like they would need to go super far to get to a government office to get an ID. It's gonna be close. So really, that disenfranchises rural voters more than anything else. But I don't really think that's an issue. Like, I don't think rural voters are like, no, I have no way to get to the fucking area to get my ID. Because I'm pretty sure you can mail for it, too.
Yeah, this is like something I hate when like girls say like it's not all men but it's enough men that we have to worry about all of them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well then, like, by that logic, like you're like, let's just change the words. Like,
I've seen that exact same thing too. Yeah.
But like, if you're saying, oh, like it's like sticking my hand in a barrel full of snakes. Some of them are poisonous, but they all bite, so I don't even want to stick my hand in. I mean, like, there's a stat that fits perfectly there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah. I've seen plenty of shit like that too. Like, I got one more thing I want to say about voter ID, and then I'll totally talk about this, right? So it's also like, and then I've seen people say like, oh, but you know, maybe they don't have internet access, and I've heard a lot of people say some very racist things about that point, where they're like, oh, well, a lot of them, you know, they just, you know, they have a hard time getting online and figuring out what to do. It's like, are you saying they're too stupid to use the internet? Like, they have cell phones, like, okay. But like, even if it's like the most impoverished class, where it's like you don't have a cell phone, you don't have any internet access at all, public library computer that you can use for free, like, there are ways of getting it that don't require some like huge effort that discriminates against poor people.
yeah.
So that's I don't think it's racist. I mean, we can, you know, the real argument there is would voter ID actually fortify an election against fraud?
I guess it would be, would it actually work?
Yeah, would it actually be worth bothering doing? Would it actually prevent voter fraud? Which I don't know. I haven't looked into that. I just know it's probably not racist to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've seen tons of arguments on the whole like the it's not all men but it's enough men thing, and the thing that I think is really funny is those people don't even realize what they're saying.
Yeah.
Until someone flips it on them, because then people go, they use that metaphor where they're like, oh, but if you know, I stick my hand into the barrel of snakes, not all of them are poisonous, but some of them are, so I would just not stick my hand in. And it's like, yeah, but you could literally make that argument about literally any group of people. Where I've seen people reword it where they're like, well, not all black people are criminals. However, and it's like, yeah, but that's super
Yeah.
racist if you say, like, you avoid black people because you think they're criminals. Like, that's super
Exactly.
racist.
That is racist. So now you're avoiding men because you think they are criminals.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you think, it's like if you look at a dude and you're like, he's a potential rapist because he's a man, it's like, well, that's the same thing as seeing a black person and going, that's a potential criminal because they're black. It's the same thing. It's just directed at a different group.
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely. I completely agree. I hate that.
yeah, I mean, it's so fucking annoying. And here's the thing.
It's like created in non-sound logic.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean, like there are legitimate criticisms against males, right?
yeah, sure.
So like, I mean, like there's legitimate criticisms against anybody, I guess. But
Yeah,
like,
any group is gonna have flaws.
yeah, but like, especially I guess white men, when you think about it, we did for a while hold the power dynamic. So I
Yeah.
can see people being upset about it once, whatever. But like, you have to at least make your criticisms in sound logic. Just because it's vogue to shit on a group doesn't mean you get to do it poorly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're doing more damage than you're claiming to be fixing. Like,
Yeah.
you're trying to be part of the solution, but you're only creating problems by doing it like that.
Mm-hmm. You only just like perpetuate a division when you could just try to erase it.
Yeah, and it's the same people that I see talking about harmful stereotypes against certain groups that are perpetuating other stereotypes for groups that they don't like.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they say, oh, well, the black criminal stereotype is offensive and racist. It's like, okay, all right, I agree. If you stereotype someone and just think automatically because they belong to X group, then they must be X thing. But then you said the same thing about men being rapists because they're men. It's like, well, how does that work one way but not the other way? Yeah.
You said the same thing.
Yeah, it's like either both of them are correct or both of them are incorrect. They're like, one can't be true and the other can't be false.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're like you set up a rule, and then you're just like, actually, just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I see that I really don't like is people that argue that racism can't be done to white people, and if it's directed at white people, it's prejudice, not racism.
Yeah, they just changed the word.
Dude, I saw the stupidest argument for it. He's like, actually, the adding ism to the end of a word means that it's systemically whatever, and it's like, no, that's actually not true. Just because you came up with 3 examples of systemic things that end with ism doesn't mean that every word that ends with ism is automatically systemic.
Strategism?
Transgenderism.
Is that a systemic thing? Like,
yeah, transgenderism is the system making you transgender. Like, no, that's not how that works at all. Like, no. I was like, no, just straight up no. Like, that you just invented a rule to prove a stupid point.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. I hate when people that like I agree with ruin it.
Yeah, it's like, I would prefer people that are gonna make the argument poorly on your side's behalf, just say nothing. Like, just don't say anything about it.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna make the argument well, then let someone else who can make it do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I'm the king of, like, if I really don't know, I just will ask somebody to explain it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always, like, I never understood, like why people are like, oh, do you know about this? And then they know nothing about it and they try to argue. Like, you're just embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
It's not embarrassing to learn. You know what I mean? Because at some point, the person telling you it didn't know that information.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
So at some point, they learned it. So at this point, you were learning it. Same thing. No reason to be weird.
Yeah. If someone is presenting new information to you, you don't need to be hostile about it.
Yeah, you don't need... They're not trying to, like, get you. They're just providing information you didn't have.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, can you explain that to me, please? And then they explain it to you. Or you Google it.
Yeah.
I hate... Oh, my God. I just accidentally unlocked it. Like, literally the thing I hate... The action I hate most from people is when you say something and they argue with you and they just don't Google it.
Yeah, and you're like, no, but look it up. And they're like, no.
Like when someone says something I don't think is correct, I make a face. And if they ask me why, like, because I do it automatically. Like, I think. And then I Google it before I even talk. Because I'm not trying to sound like an ass. Like I was like, one time I was like I explained to somebody, I explained to my sister how color changing paint worked, right?
Okay.
Which is actually kind of neat science. It's like, works off crystals and shit. But how it actually works is irrelevant. And she was like, no, I don't believe it. I was like, fucking Google it. Like, why will you tell me I'm wrong with nothing
Yeah,
to, like...
yeah, when you just say that
prove about
feels
it?
wrong and you don't know what you're saying, but you're like, no, it can't be true because it doesn't sound right. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That
Like,
is ridiculous.
Nothing sounds right. At one point, the Earth was flat, and that sounded right to everyone. Okay,
Yeah.
you can't just like go off of what you think. There's science to things.
Yeah.
I hate unscientific people. Not
Yeah.
unscientific like they don't study it, but like they don't like respect the process.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and then the other thing that I've seen a lot of people sort of committing to now is they treat science like it's a religion, in that you just blindly believe it and treat it as though it is a monolith, even though that's literally exactly what it isn't.
Yeah. No. It is just attempting to be factual.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a constantly refining process and trying to be as correct as you can.
Yeah, it's not a religion.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing is I've seen a lot of people formulate an argument where they go, no, look, the science is settled XXXXX. It's like, no, but no science is settled.
Mm-hmm.
There is no science.
Never end.
There is no science that is just done. It's like, yep, we've
Yeah.
solved it, level done, we've completed it, 100% done.
Even if you take the most basic truths, like they're still never done.
Yeah.
Like the Earth is flat, right? Basic truth. I guess that statement will never probably change. But
Until
the
it
Earth is
changed.
flat because of gravity. I mean, not the Earth is flat. The Earth is round. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's like a real fact.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like,
So-
it's the Earth is round. It is fucking spherical in shape. That is a
Why?
fact. However, we don't know why, except other than gravity pulls things into the shape of circles, I guess.
Yeah, and then you refine it.
Yeah, and then you're
It's
like,
not
okay,
just like-
well, let's see. Could a planet hypothetically be flat? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's do some science. Like,
Yeah. Or like, I just lost it. Fuck me. Fuck, you're gonna have to talk because I just fully am blank.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I was watching this whole thing about like scientism, which is basically like that sort of religious view of science. where
Wait, is
it's-
it systemic?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, I mean, if it's scientism, it must be. But
Yeah.
it was basically, whenever someone will try to sort of lend credence to their own thing by just saying, like, studies show, or experts say, or whatever, it's like, dude, the amount of propaganda that starts off with studies show or experts say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The amount of it, like, I'm pretty sure there was actual fucking Chinese Communist Party propaganda that they created that opened with studies show because it made it sound more accurate.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, but they have studies, and it's like,
Yeah. It's
Okay,
like
but-
the entire vitamin C economy
I have no idea what
just
that is.
is built on one study. So vitamin C, right? Like
Yeah.
when you're sick, you're supposed to eat vitamin C.
Yeah.
Wrong. Makes no difference.
Okay.
One study ever had that happen, and then like it's been attempted to be replicated tons of times, and it never works.
Yeah.
But because the first study happened and nobody cares about replicate studies, we
They
have
just-
tons of vitamin emergency is in every fucking
Yeah, they just believe it like it's a fact. Like, as
Yeah.
far as I've seen, the only thing vitamin C does to improve your immune system is it wards off scurvy. That's about it. Like, if you don't want
Yeah.
scurvy, eat an orange.
Yeah, and like
Like, that'll
there's
work,
also, like-
because scurvy is a vitamin C deficiency. Like,
that's about it. Yeah.
yeah, that's about it. So if you have
And, like,
scurvy, then yes, vitamin C will help you. If not, I don't know.
And like the emergency shit works because it has B12 in it,
Yeah,
which is energy.
yeah.
So you feel tired because you're sick, and it wakes you up, and you feel a little bit better.
Yes,
Everyone's like, it's that vitamin C.
Well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, well, wouldn't caffeine do the same thing if you're tired because your body
Yeah.
is fighting off some sort of infection or something? Well, that's
Yeah,
gonna make you feel tired. But if you just drink some coffee, like, then you'll feel awake again.
Feel more awake, less drowsy.
Yeah, yeah,
So
but
it's a stimulant.
yeah, but
It's literally
caffeine
just
is not improving your immune system or making you healthier. It's
Yeah,
just making you
just
feel more
being
awake.
stimulated.
Yeah, I mean, it's faking it, but I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
emergency works because of the placebo effect, really.
Yeah, that too.
Like the
Placebo
placebo
effect's
effect.
crazy.
Yeah, that
You
shit
can
is
even
wild.
know it. Like you can even know it's coming, and still have it happen to you.
Yeah,
like I think Advil's the best example of this. Advil takes at least 30 minutes to work every time.
Yeah.
Like that's the very bare minimum amount.
Well, yeah, because you have to metabolize it. It doesn't hit your
Mhm.
mouth and immediately start working.
But every time, I know that. Every time I take it, 10 minutes later, I start to feel better.
Yeah, well,
I
because
don't know why.
Well, because at that
but
point you're
I
like,
just-
well, it'll eventually fade out into the background anyway. So
Yeah, it's like, yo, I've taken Advil, like I'm gonna be okay, and your brain's like, yeah, right.
yeah,
Guess so.
yeah, your brain's like, all right, well then I'm gonna stop making you feel pain about this then. It's like, great, okay, cool. Why didn't you just do that before I took the Advil? Save me the trouble of getting it.
Yeah.
Like if you could have just turned the pain off, why didn't you do
Kind
that
of a
before?
dick move by the brain.
Yeah, really, what the fuck, brain? That's kind of fucked up. No,
Yeah,
but
the brain itself is kind of fucked up anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. Dude,
I hate thinking about like we have individual senses of selves, right?
Yeah.
That extend beyond our body.
Okay.
So like if I cut my arm off, I'm still me.
Yeah.
Right? So if I became a nugget, I'd still be me.
Sort of.
But like you'd still have your sense of identity. You know what I mean? You still think the same way. But like I don't identify with any of my internal organs. So like we like I can't even comprehend why I think I'm a unique being.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like brains can't process themselves.
Sort
like,
of.
My brain is feeding me all this information, but the brain is also not like, yeah, this is just coming from your brain, bro.
Yeah, yeah. The brain has a poor job of like recognizing itself. Like,
Yeah.
It was interesting. I was watching this thing. It was about how, it was actually about how headshots came into vogue, like just the act of fucking shooting someone in the face in
That
media.
sounds like a hype ass thing to watch.
Yeah, in media became so popular because it wasn't always like that. And they were basically saying like in a lot of older mediums, like old movies and books, if you wanted to illustrate that someone was dead, you would have them shot in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be like, that was just the closest approximation they had of a sense of self. Was because like, oh, well, if you get, if something damaged your heart, you're basically dead.
Yeah, and if someone hurts your feelings, they say it's a heartache, shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, that was just like the best sense of self that they had. And then just over time, it became...
Like, hey, yo.
Yeah, I actually saw the guy presented like 3 pieces of evidence as to why headshots became more popular than chest shots. And it was like, one was the first successful heart transplant was performed. So it was like, oh, well,
wow.
if you can literally take someone's heart out of their chest and replace it with a different one and they're still the same person, clearly the heart is not what makes them them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if the heart is replaceable, then who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was I believe also, some of it was apparently just the Zapruder film of JFK being shot, because that was just so fucking widely circulated. Because there wasn't really...
Was he shot in the head?
Yeah, JFK, yeah. He got his fucking head exploded. Like,
Oh, I never knew that.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it was so widely circulated. It was just like, this was the first time the entire world had watched a video of a dude being a dude, and then like 2 frames later, he's just not.
The dude literally dying.
Yeah.
Now it's like every 8th video on TikTok.
Yeah, but it's like, at least on TikTok, it's not a dude's head literally exploding into chunks.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that bad. It's like, it'll be it'll be whatever. But, and then the other one was a bunch of doctors basically got together at this conference and decided that the signs of life for someone that's in like a vegetative state is brain activity, not a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, okay, even if you don't have a pulse, if your brain activity is still above a certain threshold, then you're still considered alive. Even if you have no heartbeat, you can still be alive. And I was like,
yeah,
it was
the sickest shit ever.
Yeah, it was super interesting because it was like, damn, so that's how, like, that's sort of why it went from shooting someone in the chest was deadly to shooting someone in the head is the only way to like seriously say that they're dead.
And what's a crazy thing to me, because this is right in line, I had a psychology teacher tell us that you actually are only like, you only become not fixable when your brain like swells and dies. So like basically like the way you die, he explained, was like your heartbeat stops, so there's no new oxygen and you're not breathing.
Yeah.
There's no new oxygen in your blood. So your body is like, oh fuck. And it tries to rush all the blood, or all the oxygen, which is in the blood, to the brain.
Yeah.
But it rushes all of it, so it's too much.
So it's just
your brain swells.
So your brain just inflates with blood and you fucking die.
Yeah, trying to save itself because it's dying without oxygen.
Yeah.
It fills with oxygen. But the oxygen comes in littler and littler doses with more and more blood to just make it swell and press against your skull until it becomes non-function.
Okay.
That's when you're dead.
Yeah.
And also what I think is crazy about brains is that we think all the time, but never about making our heart beat.
Yeah, the whole involuntary systems thing.
How is it just separated? That's just crazy to me. Like, I understand animals that never think, not having to beat their own heart.
Yeah, where it just does it automatically.
A lion just damn, hunger, eat. That's all he knows.
Yeah.
Like, he just they literally live life on autopilot.
Yeah.
But, we think, man. So, what the fuck? How do we not think about all that? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the shit that really fucks with me is the things that are completely involuntary, like your heartbeat, and then the shit that is only involuntary if you don't think about it.
I'm breathing manually now, fucker.
Yeah, exactly. You're breathing and blinking manually now. But that never happens with your heartbeat.
Yeah.
No one's ever quick, control your heartbeat, and you're like, oh, fuck, and then you just have to start beating your heart. That never happens. However...
You never have to digest.
Yeah, it totally happens with your lungs. If you think about breathing, then suddenly you now need to do your fucking breathing manually.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super annoying to get it to go back. But
yeah, it is. I'm still breathing manually right now.
Yup, same. But I don't know, it's something about that is so weird to me that why is it that your heart doesn't work like that? I'm so glad it doesn't though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad it doesn't too, because I would forget to beat my own heart.
Yeah, I would straight up
I forget to breathe sometimes, straight up.
Yeah, it is... Two things is already enough to juggle. Breathing and blinking is already enough.
Sometimes I would be in class, thinking, and I don't know why I would just, turn manual breathing on, but I would be focused on class, so I wouldn't think about it. But I would have to breathe, but I wouldn't. So I would just sit there, and then I'd be like, because I would realize I just didn't breathe.
What the fuck? Yeah, I've never had it that bad. Yeah, dude,
it's crazy. I don't understand how the brain works, and I hate it.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
This is a long podcast. Holy shit.
Yeah, we're an hour and a half in, so we can wrap up if you want.
W. Not W on wrapping up. W that we went on for so long without even thinking about it.
I mean,
just looked at the clock and was like, didn't we start on 3:30?
Yeah. No, I think the wild thing is I didn't have a big topic for this week like I did last week. Because last week it was basically most of the episode was... It started and we were like, okay, here's some very small shit that we want to get out of the way to ease in, and then, hey, guess what? EDP is a pedophile, and then we talked about that for most of the episode.
Yeah.
And that's how that shit went. But this week I was like, I don't have anything big like that. Dude still hasn't started his website. I checked earlier just to see if he started it yet, and no, he hasn't.
No updates on that.
Yeah, I went to edp445.com and it's asking me to download some sort of browser extension, so I got the fuck out of there. I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to download a thing from a website I literally can't even see. It's just a pop-up that says, hey, download this shit. And it's like, no?
I typed in EDP website just to be thorough.
Yeah.
And I got EDP soccer, EDP group.
The EDP group. Is that the movement?
I don't know. Let me actually investigate. No, definitely not.
No. Okay.
EDP, a global energy company. Eat that pussy all over the world.
Yeah, exactly, dude. EDP worldwide, bro, that's fucking funny. All right,
what is it? Only in China? She would have been of age. EDP only allowed in China.
Oh, I don't know about that. I feel like there was some country that just recently upped their fucking age of consent to still super low.
Well, I just do it lowest age of consent. I'm gonna be on a list.
Oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure he's actually gonna be fine in so many different countries. There's no way that China is the only one.
Is 12 in the Philippines and Angola and 13 in Burkina Faso. Didn't know that was a place.
Yeah, no idea.
Comoros, Niger, and Japan.
Japan is fucking 13?
That's what I meant, not China, Japan. Sorry.
Oh my god, bro. What the fuck?
Sorry, Winnie the Pooh, don't come for me.
And, yeah, I mean, only a matter of time. But, yeah, it's like... what? Oh, I saw some TikTok. I'm gonna have to send it to you. But it was about countries that have child pornography illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know there's some that don't.
yeah, there are some that don't. There are some where it isn't illegal. So I want to wrap up real fast so I can send this to you because it's one of my favorite fucking TikToks probably of all time. So all right, thank you everyone for watching. This was episode 24 of the Bois Inc Podcast. I think this one was pretty good. Didn't really have any solid topic throughout the whole thing, but we just kind of bounced around and talked about whatever. I thought it was good. Thank you all for watching.
I'm a mumbler. I freely associate.
I got you. So, yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Like, comment, do all that cool shit. We'll see you next week.